Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I would love to have you subscribe, like, comment, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. So in today's video, I will be doing another subscriber request. A couple videos back, I ranked all of my Colourpop palettes and two different subscribers asked me to do a look with two different palettes. If that makes any sense. The first person to request a look was May. May is wonderful. She's funny, she's beautiful, she's very supportive, very loving towards me, and I absolutely appreciate her more than she will ever know. She subscribed to my channel right when I started, and I was so thrilled to have her as a part of my journey. So she asked me to do a look with the Blue Moon palette. Now this has been sitting in my box of shame for way too long. I did break this shade. I have not repressed it, but I think I'll be able to create a look with this and it'll be just fine. You'll have to wait and see. This is such a gorgeous, wonderful blue color story. Blues have always kind of been my nemesis, but I want to get used to using blue shades, and I've seen so many creators use this palette and it turned out so beautifully, and I cannot wait to give this a try. And then the other subscriber, Erin, she has been a subscriber of mine for a little while, I believe, and she leaves me the nicest, sweetest comments, and she asked me to do a look with the That's Taupe palette, which is this. This is just such a beautiful, cool tone palette. Now I have used this a few times. That's the look that you see right now. And I just love this palette so much. It's so easy, so fun to use, and I thoroughly enjoyed playing with it again. So if you're interested to see how this look comes together, and also my look with the Blue Moon palette based on the suggestions of May and Erin, then please sit back, relax, and let's get started. All right, so for my first look today, I will be using the That's Taupe palette from Colourpop. This was requested by my wonderful subscriber, Erin. Thank you so much, my dear. This is a beautiful, neutral, cool tone palette. I've used this a few times and I thoroughly enjoy it. This is one of my very favorite cool tone palettes that I have in my collection. So I'm gonna start off with my transition shade, and I'm gonna be using a mixture of these two. This is called Pebble Beach and this is called Python. And I'll be using my Beely blending brush, just kind of mixing those two together as evenly as I can. I've already done all of my makeup, and I will have that listed in the description box. I use the ABH eyeshadow primer to prime my eyelids. I'm really liking that. I've gotten really used to using the NYX Proof It, which is a pretty sticky, tacky base, and I love that, but this is really nice because I don't have to set it, so I'm really enjoying using this. And yeah, this is just a gorgeous cool tone palette. I just love these shades. They're so easy to blend. And I just really like the kind of softness to them. I mean, there's a little bit of richness in this palette too, some deepness, but this is just provides a really nice, pretty, soft, cool toned look. And I really enjoy that a lot. So yeah, I'll just keep building that up until I get it to where I like it. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I did a real number on myself Sunday morning about 1 o'clock in the morning. Our bedroom is just pitch black. My husband used to work a swing shift job. I mean, he still works for the same company, but now he works day shift, which is wonderful. Swing shift is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon until about 11 o'clock at night, sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, this does have quite a bit of kick up in the pan. I just had to blow off quite a bit, so, but you know, it doesn't necessarily bother me. But anyway, so our room is just pitch black because we've hung up a black blanket over the blinds, because when he was working swing shift, he would need to sleep all day. And, you know, when the sun's coming through the window right after you've gone to bed, it's a little obnoxious. And we just kind of got used to that. So we just kind of left it over the window. And on Sunday morning, like I said, at 1 o'clock, I have the bladder of a 2-week-old puppy. So I get up at least 3 times in the night to go to the bathroom, which I'm sure you're thrilled to know that. I am going to switch brushes here and go into a different shade because I feel like that looks pretty good, like the way it's looking. And I think now I'm going to go in with this little brush that I love, and I'm going to deepen it up with this color here. This is called Bedrock. And just kind of deepen that transition shade a little bit, and like put a little bit of this in the outer corner as well. So typically what I do is I will grab my phone and I will use it kind of like as a flashlight. Well, for whatever reason, I didn't do that on Sunday. I have no idea why. Don't know. So I walked towards the bathroom door. We have a bathroom where there's like an outer door that leads into the room where there's like the sinks, and then there's the inner door that has like the toilet and the shower. So I'm walking up to that outer door, and normally if I don't have my phone, I put my hands out in front of me to, like, you know, kind of feel where I'm at. And for some reason, it just looked like I was where I needed to be to like walk through the door. And I just kept going and whack right into my eyebrow right into the like door frame, just wham. And I instantly thought, oh God, I've cut my eyebrow open, and I yelled out, ow! And I turn around and my husband is just, you know, sawing logs. He has no clue what's going on. I didn't wake him up at all. He could sleep through a freight train going through our bedroom. I, on the other hand, if an ant farts, I'll hear it and wake up. So I hit my eyebrow, and I instantly was like waiting for the blood to come down my face. And I mean, really, I didn't do much to it. I mean, I can tell it's a little puffy, like right here, and it's a little tender. When I was plucking my eyebrows earlier, I was like, eh. But other than that, it's not too bad. I'm surprised. So yeah, I figured since I've already shared all of my other klutzy moves, I could share that with you too. But I just, oh, I love these shades so much. This is so beautiful, and it just blends out so easily. I mean, this is a palette that you can create a very quick, beautiful look with, I feel. Okay, so I think that's pretty deep. Looks good. So now I'm going to grab my Luxie brush here, this one, and I am going to go into this lighter shade and just kind of add a little bit of lightness beneath my brow bone, or beneath my brow. Just make sure that's nice and blended out. And I really like to create like a nice gradient. And this palette definitely does that, because there's, you know, varying shades of like deep to light, which I love. And I know that monochromatic palettes aren't everybody's favorite, but what I love about it is that, like I said earlier, it just creates such a quick look, and it's beautiful, in my opinion. I love cool tone shades. I don't really know what got me so into cool tone shades, but I remember seeing the Stone Cold Fox palette when it first came out, and I saw those pictures and I was like, ugh, I have to get that. Okay, so now I'm going to go into this shade here. This is called Constrictor, and let me grab a brush for that, and I'm just going to lay that across my entire lid. I'll use this little brush here. I'm just, like I said, going to go into this, and I'm just going to lay that across my entire lid. And then I'm going to brighten it up in the middle with this one here, kind of like a halo or spotlight eye. I'm not very good at those, but I'm working on it. So just kind of tapping that across the lid here. And that is gorgeous. So this is just building perfectly. I think it looks really nice. Again, quick look. I love it. And it's nice and shimmery on the lid, and I'm gonna make sure that that's kind of blended out. Now for the beautiful part. I mean, I think this looks beautiful, but this is really gonna hopefully take it to the next level. We're gonna go into this shade here, and this is called Slated, and I just love this shade. I'm just gonna use my finger, and I'm just gonna put that right in the center here, and just kind of brighten up that center of the lid, just so it's nice and vibrant and adds a little bit of pop to the look. Because, you know, I could just leave it that way too. I mean, I don't think it looks bad. I could just leave it with just that Constrictor shade, but I think this just adds kind of a nice little pop of color right in the middle. Well, or maybe not color, brightness, I guess is what I'm getting at. And yeah, I just love this. I think it's so pretty. All right, just put a little bit more of that down just to make sure it's nice and bright right down the center. Steph, my soul sister, not your basic Steph, she is a master at the halo eye. If you haven't been to her channel yet, shame on you. Go to her channel and subscribe. I will link her channel again in my description box. And she is the halo queen, halo eye queen. I love watching her do halo eye looks. It's amazing. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. I like it. I don't know what you guys think, but I love it. I think it looks gorgeous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to do the other eye, add the finishing touches, some lipstick, and I'll be right back to show you how everything turned out. So stay right there. All right, I'm back, and this is the finished look. I love how this look turned out, and I love this little palette. It's so much fun to use, and it's so easy and quick. Thank you so much, Erin, for suggesting that I create a look with this for you guys. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. So I'm going to go over the shades that I use with you guys again quickly. Again, this is the That's Taupe palette from Colourpop. And for my transition area, I used a combination of these two shades. This is Pebble Beach and this is Python. I blended that out with this shade. It's called Boa. I don't think I mentioned that when I was actually creating the look, so I apologize. And then I also used this shade called Bedrock to deepen up the transition area and put a little bit of that in my outer V. All over the lid, I put this shade called Constrictor, and this I put right in the center of my eyelid. It's called Slated. On my lower lash line, I just kind of smoked it out with this shade here, this Bedrock shade, added a little bit of Constrictor, and then also put a little bit of Slated towards the inner part of my eye, inner corner area. And this is just such a wonderful, easy to use palette. I highly recommend picking this up, especially if you're into cool tones. I love this palette. And then I also wanted to go over a few other things that I use in this look with you. On my upper lid, I use the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Rustic Brown. I love this. It's got such a fine, neat brush tip, and it just goes on like zhit and you're done. And I really enjoy using this, and it stays pretty well all day. I mean, it is going to get kind of flaky towards the end of my day, but you know, by then I'm home and nobody cares what I look like, so it's no big deal if it comes off. But during the majority of my day, it lasts great. And for my waterline, I use this. This is the NYX Professional Makeup Retractable Eyeliner, and this is in the shade Brown. I love these. These last really well in my waterline. I've been really lucky lately that I found some good liners that last in my waterline. For a long time, I was having such a hard time with that. It would just kind of wash away, and this one actually works really well. For my mascara, I use the Rimmel Scandaleyes Curve Alert again. I just really like this formula, and I love how my lashes look with this on them. And then for my lips, I went ahead and tried the Beauty Vault Lip Duo that I got in my BoxyCharm. I thought that'd be fun, and I thought a red lip would look perfect with the neutral eye look. I always, usually, when I do a neutral look, I like to really vamp out my lips. So this is the Beauty Vault, like I said, Lip Duo. It's called the Erupt Lip Set. This is the shade Carmine for the lip liner, and this is the shade Natty Nat for the liquid lipstick. And I think it looks really nice, and it feels pretty good. It's a little sticky. This shade was a little off, I felt, for the lip liner. It's a little more purpley. This is a little bit more orangey red. So that was kind of a, I don't know, maybe a surprise to me. So that's the look for the That's Taupe palette. Now I'm gonna be doing a look with the Blue Moon for my subscriber May. So please don't go anywhere. All right, let's get into the second look. I will be using the Blue Moon palette from Colourpop. This was requested by May, one of my wonderful subscribers. This is the color story. I just think it's gorgeous. Blue, beautiful, vibrant, amazing. And like I said, this shade is broken. I have not repressed it, but I'm gonna do my best with it. I think it'll be okay. And I am gonna start off with this. This is the shade Starry Eyed. I'm gonna put that in my transition area. And I'm gonna be using my tried and true BH Cosmetics brush. I love this brush. And I'm just going to start by kind of just placing that, kind of tapping it into my transition area. With blues, I try to just kind of go in by tapping them on at first rather than just totally blowing them out. I remember one time, I can't remember which palette I used, but it was blue. And I just kind of went in just kind of haphazardly, and I was like, whoa, whoa. So kind of learned my lesson the hard way to kind of like take her slow with blue shadows. I've decided not to do my face makeup first with this look because I didn't know how much fallout this palette would have, and I didn't want to have, like, you know, blue eyeshadow all over my cheeks. So I thought I would just do that last. And I have primed my eyelids with the ABH eyeshadow primer. And I've done my brows. And this is a gorgeous blue matte. Wow. I'm glad that May suggested this palette because, like I said, it's been sitting in my box of shame for way too long, and this really gave me the motivation I needed to use it. So thank you, my dear. So now what I think I'm going to do is deepen that up a little bit. Let me find a different brush here. I'm going to use this cute little brush here, and I'm going to go into this shade here. This is called Fine China, and I'm going to deepen that transition shade up a little bit. And I'm just basically putting that like at the very end of the brush and just kind of get that down in my outer V. Again, just kind of pressing that in a little bit more rather than going too crazy blending at this point. Just kind of want to get the shadow down first, but that's gorgeous too. Wow. This is a nice palette so far. I'm digging it. So my husband and I did end up going on our hike to Silver Falls last weekend for an early birthday present. My birthday was Monday the 12th, and we went on Sunday the 11th. And it was amazing. It was so hot outside. It was like, I want to say it was like 90 something Fahrenheit. So it was pretty warm. But there's 3 different waterfalls that you can walk close by, 2 of which you can walk back behind the falls, and it's just gorgeous. However, the last time that I went to the falls, it was in November, and there weren't very many people there, and the waterfall was just raging. And this time there were 1 million people there. I'm not kidding. And the waterfall itself was, I mean, it was at about half roar, I would say. It was beautiful, but yeah, the water flow was not the same as the last time I went. So we went on a pretty decent hike, and actually it was pretty, well, not intense, but there were some parts that were pretty like incline, decline, which I wasn't really prepared for. I mean, I did fine. I didn't fall down, shockingly, but I just didn't remember that. And there's this one spot where there's like these kind of like concrete and metal steps that you walk down, and some of them are kind of close together, and then some of them are really far apart. So I was like, whoa, 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 but I made it. I did it. And we had a lot of fun. Okay, so now I am gonna go into this really light blue shade here. It's called Moonlight, with a blending brush. With this blending brush here, just gonna go into Moonlight. Just make sure that's nice and blended out underneath my brow here. So it's got a nice little gradient here. All right, so I think that looks pretty good. So now I'm gonna go into some shimmers. Woo! Okay, so the first shimmer I'm gonna go into, I really like that one, but I'm thinking about maybe keeping that on my lower lash line. So I think I'm gonna go into this blue jean shade here. Let me find a brush for that. And I do think I am gonna go ahead and spray this because I wanna make sure that it's nice and bright and vibrant and doesn't have a ton of fallout on my face. I mean, who knows, we'll see. Oh yeah, wow. That is gorgeous. Wow, that's pretty. Wow, I love that. And I'm definitely gonna go back over the top of that with that kind of medium blue because I'm losing that a little bit, but God, this shimmer is gorgeous. Wow. May, you did an excellent job suggesting I use this palette, sister. Thank you very much. And now for the very inner part of the lid, I'm gonna use this shade, and this is called Lumi. Ooh, and it is gorgeous. It's got this, it's, you know, whitish, but it's got this really like light baby blue shift to it. Oh, wow. Oh no, that's got a really nice light blue, baby blue shift to it. Wow. You don't see it as well in the pan as you do when you put it on the lid. But man, that is something else. That's gorgeous. And I'm just kind of tapping that so that it kind of blends in a little bit better with that other blue color. Wow. I love that like real bright, vibrant inner corner. I love that. And I'm getting some fallout down here, but that's okay. I'll clean that up when and I think actually I'm gonna put that in the inner corner too, because that's just such a beautiful, bright, vibrant blue. Wow, that's nice. And then I think I am gonna go back with my finger and just kind of go back over where I laid this down. I definitely want to deepen up this outer corner. So I'm going to take a smaller brush. I think I'll use my little Morphe brush here. I just cleaned my brushes again this weekend. Very proud of myself. It's interesting when you have a YouTube channel, you clean your brushes a lot more often. And I'm going to go into this one. This is called Clued In. Now this could be a mess because I did break the shade, but it looks okay. And I'm just going to lay a little bit of that down towards the outer edge of this just to make sure we have some depth out here, because I just want to make sure that there's some deep richness to this outer corner. And I need to go in a little bit more heavy-handed there. I was a little nervous. I didn't know what to expect with the condition of that shade since it's broken, but it's doing okay. If you guys had to pick your favorite blue palette, what would it be? I'd love to hear it. This one honestly may be it for me, because I'm really digging this palette. This is gorgeous and it's very easy. Very, very easy to manipulate, which is nice. I'm gonna go ahead and take that in just a little bit over the shimmers just to make sure it's, I like to have that shimmer really pop, so I just kind of want to deepen the crease up a little bit with that blue shade. That is gorgeous. So I'm going to go back into Fine China with this little brush, just kind of make sure that's nice and blended out. Just a little bit of that. Just really go over slowly over the outside edge of that blue, just to make sure it's nice and blended and doesn't look too harsh. Okay, now I'm gonna go into this Starry Bird, I'm gonna go into Starry Eyed and just add a little bit more blending here. Okay, and that looks pretty good. I am going to go off camera, clean this up a little bit. I'm gonna do my other eye, my lower lash line, put the rest of my face makeup on, do the finishing touches, liner, mascara, lipstick, and I'll be back to show you the finished look. So stay right where you are. All right, I'm back and this is the finished look. I had such a blast playing with this palette. I am so glad that May requested that I do a look with it because I had so much fun creating this. Let's go over the shades I used again quickly. In my transition area, I used the shade Starry Eyed, then I deepen that up with Fine China. I use this to blend out the transition shade. This is called Moonlight. I use these two on the lid, Lumi and Billie Jean, and then I use Clued In to kind of deepen out my outer V. I kind of brought that into my transition area as well. On my lower lash line, I used a combination of Mad About You, this satin here, and this shimmer called Tide Pool, and then I put Lumi in my inner corner and just a little bit under my brow as well, just kind of brighten that up a little bit. I also wanted to go over a few other things I use in this look. For my eyeliner, I use the Rimmel Scandaleyes Precision Micro Eyeliner in the shade Black. I've used this before, and I just really like the precise line that it gives on the eyelid. It's just gorgeous, and it's so easy to use, does not dry out between eyes, and I really enjoy using it. And then on my waterline, I use the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Exit. I just thought the white would really make the blue pop, and I just think it looks really cool in the waterline. For my mascara, I use the Big Papa by Wet n Wild. I am becoming such a huge fan of this mascara. I use it all the time and I just love it. On my lips, I use the Colourpop Luxe Velvet Liquid Lipstick in the shade Fatale. I love this stuff. It's very comfortable. It dries down really nicely. It's not sticky like the other liquid lipstick that I use from Beauty Vault that I got in my BoxyCharm. This is a much more comfortable formula. And then on the top of that, I use the Tarte H2O Gloss in the shade Hang 10. I got this in an Ipsy and I just love it. It's really nice and comfortable, not sticky. Doesn't last very long. You know, it's a typical gloss, but I just love the color and I thought it looked really nice with the liquid lipstick. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and watching these two looks come together. And I also want to give a huge thank you to Erin and to May for requesting that I use these palettes to create looks with. I had a blast doing these and I hope you guys really enjoyed watching the looks come together. But I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day or evening to sit down and watch my video. It always means the world to me. If you have subscribed or you would like to subscribe, do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're aware of all of my future uploads. I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video, but in the meantime, please take care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I cannot wait to see you again. Thanks again, you guys. Take care. Bye.